Hello, it's been another really busy week here with visits and days out and friends visiting here and also getting an awful lot of vegetables into the ground. I'm Zorab and this is Real Life Gardening. So let's start by looking at what's going on in the greenhouse. There's been lots of change here. I've put some more shelving down here. It's not shelving, it's a whole load of plastic crates stacked on top of each other and then a big plastic tray on the top. And I've put two of those going along here to hold seedlings that are now being potted on. It's raining today, so you may hear that in the background. So what's been happening is I've been pricking out and potting on seedlings. So seedlings that I grew in these little seed trays, started them off in the heated propagator. As soon as they got to a couple of centimetres high, I brought them out here to acclimatise them and to get them more used to the cooler conditions. And so I've been putting those into individual pots, she says. So I've got some of the smaller round pots which are behind you there, a whole load of these. So I now have the best part of 30 of these lovely cosmos plants, and it's just about time to pinch out the growing tip, which will make them, so I've taken that out, which will make them branch out. Shall I show you that in close-up? So when they get to this sort of size, you find the growing tip and you literally just use your thumbnail to pinch it out. So I haven't pressed the whole plant, it's just that little top bit. I've nipped that out and then this will encourage it to become a more bushy plant. A bushier plant means more flowers. Some plants, like these brassicas, have had a really good week. They put on a lot of growth, they're looking really healthy, and there are roots starting to come out of the bottom. So they're beginning to say they need to get planted out outside. And indeed, this week I have managed to get a whole load more brassicas planted out in the garden. So this is the bed that I started planting up previously with the Filderkraut cabbages. And I had 6 in previously, and today I'm going to get another 6 in on the other side of the bed. And that will leave me just enough space to interplant. And in this bed I'm going to put in 2 purple sprouting broccoli and 2 of the black Cavolo Nero kale. Can I ask a favour? If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment, or both. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you'd really like to help out, well, please watch another one of my videos, because that sends a message to YouTube that you're really enjoying my channel. Thanks. Last time I think I showed you celeriac and celery that my friend Tony had given me, and the celeriac was growing in these little modules. Well, I have potted those on. She says, looking very carefully, because I think that might be the celery. Oh, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? And here is the celeriac. I think that's that right way around. I'm going to plant them all in the same bed, so we will discover very quickly which is which. Because one will grow a tall, long stem, and which is ridged, which is the celery, and the other one will get a swollen. I don't know whether it's the root or a swollen base of the stem, but either way, I think it's probably the root swells for the celeriac. So I've been potting those on, and no, I didn't label them, and I can't tell from looking at the leaves. And over here I have been potting on the tomatoes. Now these were growing in smaller pots, and I've now planted them a bit deeper than they were. So the bottom of the roots in the last pot probably is almost at the bottom of this pot, which means I've buried part of the stem, which is great on tomatoes because they will grow extra roots from their stem, allowing them to take up more nutrients and more water and grow into stronger, healthier plants. So I have 6 of those on the go, but I still have all of these ones to do. These are Crimson Crush. It's my friend Tony gave me these. It's one of his favourite tomatoes. It's blight resistant, which living in this part of Wales is really useful. I've also potted on butternut squash. I can see from the leaves that they were beginning to get a little nutrient deficient, so I've planted those on. It's still too cold in the middle of May to plant those out. If you live in a warmer area and your risk of frost is past, then it's probably fine to plant them out. But here on our cold, wet, windy hillside, I need to wait probably another 3 or 4 weeks before I can be certain that there aren't going to be no more frosts. And indeed we are due frosts on Friday night, so I'm making sure that I don't get over keen and plant things out too quickly. Over the last week or so, Mr. J and I have been looking at some of the ways that we can really increase our food security, just make sure we have even more food stored away for the winter. So I've decided to use these long beds, and rather than just cover them in straw to smother the weeds and wait till next year while I grow anything in them, this year I'm going to plant some extra potatoes. Weeks ago I sowed bed number 2 with parsnips, carrots, and put some shallots in there, shop bought shallots, in the hope that they might grow. And I said I thought I'd also put in a row of chard, and so I have managed to take these pots of chard up, separate the plants out. So some of the pots actually had 5 plants in them. This one's just got 2, but I've then managed to get all of those in as well, so there's an entire row of chard. And I've actually still got 4 pots of chard plants to go in. We haven't been a huge fan of chard in the past. I'm going to learn to like it because we just want to have as much extra food as we can. It grows really well in our climate. And so I think these ones I'll probably end up putting in a new raised bed in the back garden. And then we'll have some up in the veg garden, some in the back garden. And hopefully between those two sets of plants, we'll have plenty of chard to eat throughout the winter. And if we get bored of it, well, we can always give it to the chickens. When I had a careful look at this bed, I realised there were actually some potatoes already growing. There must be ones that I've tossed in here while I've been clearing other beds. So I'm going to put straw around those and encourage those to carry on growing. And then I'll also add in some peat-free compost and sow these seed potatoes. So that kind of gives me 2 additional beds with potatoes in them. So these are an early potato or a determinate potato, which means I don't need to earth them up. And I can harvest the potatoes easily because they're just going to grow at a ground level, at the same level that the seed potato was. On Thursday, I hopped on a train to Malvern to go to the RHS Malvern Spring Festival, which I really enjoyed. And I also treated myself to a few plants there, and I'll show you the plants and where I'm going to grow them next time. And then on Friday, a friend came to the visit for the weekend, and we spent Saturday going around a couple of gardens, one in Mid Wales, one not too far from here. And then sadly they had to go home again on Sunday, but not before they'd helped me in the garden a little bit. Hello. I know I've asked before, but are you planning to be growing any extra food? And if so, what? Please leave a comment. I would love to hear what you're growing extra, any particular combinations, anything new you're trying this year for the first time, or if you're going back to something that you've tried and tested veg, please let me know what that is too. And so wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again next time.